What is up, people? Steinberg here again with part 4 of our Kingdoms of Amalur series. One of these days we're going to get to a point where I don't remember what part we're on, but we're not quite there yet. We're going to hop back into our Sorcery Might build. We just got to the town of Gorehart. We are looking at accepting our first quest. This isn't normally the order that I would play the game, but just for the sake of content, I'm going to go ahead and try to find a quest that I can complete in one episode, just so we don't have too many cliffhangers. I know cliffhangers can be good for content, but I feel like the update at the beginning can get a little tedious as well. Double-edged sword. And so, as I mentioned, gonna try to pick a quest we can complete in one episode. That's not gonna be, this is Herc Adewald over here. It's not gonna be his quest. That's a relatively long one, so we're not gonna hop into that just yet. Instead,
content to live among the lives of the mission?
We are going to come over here and talk to Father Dinwell.
Welcome to St. Odwig's perpetual mission. I would invite you in, but the Order has been too trusting in the past. We try to learn from our mistakes. Although, one never knows what might be a test of faith. You have arrived just when I am in need of aid, so perhaps Mitharu is at work. We at St. Odwig's have worked for years to establish a presence on this hill. It's not been without its challenges. The call of the Feylands does not fall upon deaf ears, and many of our youngest don't have the will to resist. Take Brother Egan, for example. 2 nights ago, Egan ventured past the walls to collect firewood and never returned. We must find him before anything happens.
And now, of course, you can go with the lore answer. You can say, yell help, or, some variation of an affirmative answer, or, yeah, no thanks. Some type of negative, brush it off, I don't want the quest. I've actually never done a negative answer. So let's find out what happens.
I have faith that in time, you will find Mitharu's path. We all find it in time.
Oh, okay, and then you can just start the conversation again.
What do you say to my offer? Mitharu provides, even if we do not see his hand at work.
So if you talk to a quest giver, decide, well, I'm not really in the mood right now, you can always come back at a later time, evidently.
Mitharu be praised. His order reigns supreme. Brother Egan was last seen northeast of here, just off the road near the Fey ruins. Please find him. Perhaps then we can welcome you into the fold with open arms. Goodbye.
Once again, don't forget to smash all the crates. Grind a little bit of gold. Again, especially with the challenge that we're going to be running here, that's going to be super important. Again, for anybody that's hasn't listened to the start of the series, first of all, you should really go back and take a look, because I go through the tutorial and I think give some decent hints. But also, you'll miss the fact that in this challenge, we are going to be doing our best to A, not buy anything from any of the merchants, and B, not going to be crafting any of our own equipment. So we are just going to be relying on what the world provides here. Oh man. Ooh, get wrecked. Sometimes with these slower weapons, like the hammer that I'm using, or great swords that my buddy Cheese uses, it's really important that you don't miss too often. Got away with it there though, thankfully. And here we go, we found Brother Egan.
What could a mortal vagabond need with Casmaran the Eternal, messenger of the Fey folk? Speak! My time may be of the ages, but it is still precious. Wait, Father Dinwell sent you, didn't he? Old fool. His path to power was too plodding, and now he wishes to slow me down too. I have new friends, Fey friends. They are named Finna and Arbos, and they have sworn to share their secrets with me and to gift me with true magic. In exchange, they want an ancient treasure buried in the caverns of Waterhall Down. I'll retrieve it, eventually, as soon as I, feel like it.
And here again we can say, you'll die without me, implying you better take our assistance, or good luck, you know, just saying, whatever. But obviously we want the experience that comes with completing quests, so...
Fine, if you want to be so noble, but don't expect any of the treasure. This is my key into a powerful new future, a future full of magic and wonders. Let's go. See you later.
And he just runs off and you have to follow him. If you do get lost at any point, he doesn't progress without you getting a little bit closer to him. So if you lose sight of him, he'll stop and wait for you. Plus on the mini-map, there is the little white ring around him. And shut up. Oh, and then again, looking on our mini-map, we do see quite a few red dots around. So at times it'll benefit you to do a little bit of exploring. For example, up here we come to a group of brownies, and we actually get a little bit of loot out of it. Oh, these are part of a finesse build. I totally spaced on that, so of course, you know, for our might sorcery mix, that's not gonna work for us. And then a lot of times the enemies will move around, so you want to try to stay out of their line of sight, unless of course you want to try to fight them at the time. But for right now, let's keep going with this quest. Grab this reagent over here.
Keep watch.
Click more to this side. And now most NPCs that you come across for quests are going to have plot armor. So if you did lose sight of Brother Egan at some point, don't worry about it. He should still be alive when you catch back up to him. Which allows us to hop over here. Here we get our another look at whirlpools. So just be aware there is still going to be some loot dropping in water. Yeah, there's here one over on this shore. Oh, alright. Sometimes things pop by a little quick and you don't actually get a good look at it. Now, why didn't this stuff go into our junk? That's interesting. Sorry, I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup here. For those of you that didn't watch the last episode, we went through that special deliveries chest, and we had a lot of this stuff in there. Things that either A, didn't fit our build, or B, would get outclassed quickly. So, for example, this Fate's Mallet, only 34 damage to it, versus the Thunderous Hammer that we found in a random drop in Goreheart is already better. So, just gonna go ahead and clean some of this up here. And now, what in the heck did we pick up from... Alright, well, I can't tell what came in that whirlpool. Maybe it was the... No, that was the last one. Interesting. Oh well, probably something that we already had a stack of. But the one thing I forgot about in that special delivery chest is this Elixir of Inspiration. That's going to be a nice quick 500 experience point hit. We'll go ahead and drink that. And that will get us to level up. So we'll get some new abilities out of that. For the skills, again, with us not looking to craft our own equipment, blacksmithing's not going to matter to us. We're not looking to buy anything, so I mean, mercantile has very little value. And also, we're not doing a finesse build, so stealth doesn't particularly matter. Persuasion is nice, because it opens up some additional dialogue responses. Dispelling is nice because, again, I'm not super great at dispelling those cursed chests. And then Detect Hidden has multiple uses, although personally I never put it any higher than level 5. So for right now, although Hidden Treasures would be nice, let's go ahead and take our second stack of Detect Hidden. So then looking at the skill trees here, that Longsword Mastery was, of course, part of the initial skills that you start the game with. So that's not something that we bought. We're going to be focused on that Hammer Mastery and the Skillful Defense. And then in the Sorcery, we like both the Scepter Mastery as well as the Storm Bolt, going for this stun-based build. So why don't we do some Hammer Mastery? We'll unlock some special moves with the hammer, and then we will also reduce our scepter use cost. Those crude cotton hand wraps, yeah, our vigilant gauntlets are going to be better. And we'll take the gold coins. Oh man. I was not able to time my parry well there. Whew. Here's another one of the lore stones. As I mentioned, I think 2 episodes ago, that one was. I didn't talk over that first one, but I mean, I think to have all of the lore stones play their audio is going to get tedious, so from now on, I'm just not even going to pause, and we're going to keep doing our thing.
I don't know if what the
So while that's playing,
is true, but if it is, well, this is just too
this
good
one's
to
kind
not
of
say
funny,
forever.
but
Lystrom was out of town when Artol was visiting. Now Lystrom doesn't know.
but we'll go
Artol,
ahead and
Artol
grab
is
those
old
reagents, and there's a
She
whirlpool
could be
over
mistaken
here.
for a Fate Weaver. So when Lystrom came back to town, here was Artol the Oracular.
Man, that's
I said to
trash.
Lystrom,
30
I hear
fewer
her
damage.
readings
Get
are
out of here.
amazing. You
Jump.
should go. My, you should have seen it. A rooster, she said, will change into a man, and this man will become your lover. He
And
will
now let's
provide
get
for
back
you, and
over
he
to
will
Brother
make you laugh,
Regan.
and he will make your life exciting and easier. But, and this is something you can never forget, he must never eat chicken. And once in a while, you will need to peck at things on the ground, and every morning at the break of dawn, you'll hear a loud cry from him.
If we're going to press on, then I'll ask you to stay close. I have no courage to speak of. Honest. Ask Father Dinwell. Local legend says that the great Fey mage Armin the Clever retreated to these caverns to hide his treasures from mortal hands. Among them, the Selkie Veil.
And then this bit of lore I just find funny.
It sounds rather silly, doesn't it? I had a feeling it would. I need a mage name for when I become all-powerful, for when my magic is so great that no one will dare dispute me. What about Abner the Visionary, or Malik the Nefarious, Lord Zaltanus? No? Then those were the good ones. Bye then.
That last one always makes me think of Zoltan from Dude, Where's My Car? In case people had any doubts of how old I am. And now on that mini-map, you'll see just what looks like a little chest. That is not an actual chest. Those are going to be what those hidden treasures look like. So for example, this is just a pile of rocks, and others will be in the guise of a hollowed out log. Ooh, 10 additional armor. That's a thinker. Well, we'll hold on to it for now. Oop, other than our inventory is full, so... I think the shepherd stuff I may want to rethink. So we'll just remove that from... Yeah, because the vigilant stuff we could do with one less stack. So now we'll destroy everything else in there. Two physical damage versus 15 chance to critical hit. I think we're gonna go with that, personally. Then we'll get rid of that. And now we are at the minimum that we need for that that vigilant set. So now I think I'm happy with where we're at. Oop, and back to this. We'll take the sturdy chassis to think about. Bow doesn't fit with our build. Oh, and now these glowing areas in the water, these are traps. So you're going to want to be really careful about going through them. I'll just show you here real quick. If you do happen to accidentally trigger it, you can just dodge right around it. And it's really not a big deal at all. That's a finesse item. We don't want that. And then we can take the rest. Another whirlpool. Heavy on the sorcery there. But the 2 health regen with 3 stacks, that doesn't suck. 12 armor, that's gonna end up being pretty lame. And also Frost Weave, I'm betting that most of this is going to be for ice buffing, so I think we're just going to go ahead and add that to our junk. And then he just like runs right through it and tanks it. Plot armor is very OP. There we go. Yeah, that's trash. Gem of Ice Shield I don't care about. We'll take that. Gold, and then these Amon's keys are going to be one-off treasures throughout the world, and we might run into those later. They're kind of tucked away though, so you really have to look for them. Finesse item, we don't care. Daggers, that's another finesse item, we don't care. We'll take the gem shards though. Oof. Ooh. Another finesse item. Let's see what this scepter looks like. Oh wow. Yeah, our frigid scepter is way better. Get out of here. This hidden treasure is way back here. Chakrams are what I typically go for, to be honest, whenever I do any type of sorcery build. Oh wow, they are really good. But we've already committed to doing Scepter Mastery, so that's one thing I would say for new players. If you're not sure what build you want to go for, really hold off on investing in those mastery skills or abilities on the ability tree, because then you can kind of get yourself into a spot where, well, I already buffed my scepters. Am I really going to go and take those chakrams? And chakrams, I find anyway, are really great for a sorcery finesse build, because in the finesse tree you get Envenomed Edge, as well as blade honing is the other skill. And because chakrams deal some form of physical damage, those are going to also work with those finesse skills, and they ramp really well. But for this build, we're not going to use it. So that's going to go in our junk. And I believe that'll be all the loot around here. So let's continue on. Another finesse item, and once again talking about investing in those weapon masteries early. The longsword, we're not gonna we'll have the buff from the tutorial, but we're not going to continue investing in them, so we'll junk that. And then if you look closely on the floor there, you'll see 3 little discs. Those are going to be additional traps, so just careful of those. And it'll give you the option of equipping this, but for our purposes, it's not as good as the helm that we've already got. So we can't add this to our junk though because it is a quest item, but we'll just take it for now. Ow. Oh man, that worked out way better than I thought. Our helm's already better. That can get junked. Ooh. I mean, 5% damage, that never hurts. We'll equip that. Longsword again, we're not going to be investing in that. And these again are a finesse item. And then we'll continue following Brother Egan out the cave. And here he's going to go and get himself in a little bit of trouble, but we're going to loot this chest while we're here. That's a finesse item. That again is going to be worse than we've already got. And yeah, I figured as much. This little wizard's shield, they call it talisman in this game, has about half the armor that our warrior's shield, or this particular model is called the Juggernaut's Kite Shield. So we'll go ahead and junk that as well. And then we'll go and save Egan from what he's got himself into. He's dope. Okay. I don't know that I want to engage in that whole camp, though. We got away with just firing some shots off from afar, though. Yet another longsword. Where is this reagent at? Aha.
What is this? Our little Egan has made a friend? I have a feeling this is going to be a problem. Obviously, anyone who has ever glimpsed a fae would know that. Unlike little Egan here, your head holds more than fantasies. The Feylands are such fertile ground for games. The inhabitants are so oafish you can fill your pockets with hardly any effort. Are you going to give us what's rightfully ours, or do we need to start a new game? My brother and I are always ready to play.
Here you can actually try to persuade them to not fight, but I like the experience. And then also, I'm going to go ahead and just fate shift these two, because Finna in particular, being a slightly better rogue than what you would encounter in the world, she can be a little bit annoying, so by fate shifting her, not only you get more experience, but it also becomes a much easier fight. So let's get into it.
Perhaps I did didn't make myself clear. We came for the veil, and a veil we will have. Come, Arbos, let us negotiate. Goodbye for good.
But then also, our boss is an archer, so it's generally good to take them out first. And here again, I'm gonna mash all 4 buttons, and we end up running Y.
I didn't know. How could I? Before I came to Gorhart, I'd never known anyone outside my immediate family. Everything was so new, so magical. You must think me a fool. And Father Dinwell, come, let's return to the mission. I must ask forgiveness of so many. Goodbye now.
Yeah, I got stuff to loot first, dude. Once again, finesse item, we don't want that. Grab this reagent real quick.
Let's get out of the forest. Must we return to the mission? I crave adventure, magic, power! Although all of those things are quite frightening. Perhaps it is for the best. This new world is far more dangerous than I expected, and I haven't eaten in days. See you later.
And then looking at the minimap, we see this well is actually a hidden treasure cache as well. Another longsword, we're not going to be investing in that. Gold coins we will take. And then an experience booster, you want to use those right before you take on like a little mob or something.
Hello. Great Mitharu. Egan has returned. As for you, you have done as I asked, and we here at St. Odwig's are forever grateful. Consider this meager reward a donation to your cause. It is just one, to be sure.
Oh good, and we got daggers, which we're not going to use. Thanks for nothing, man. But after completing that, we've got a second mission to take on here.
Have you come to protest the mission as well? The news has spread to every village. It's on every tongue. We are so close. St. Odwig's cannot resist much longer. And once it relents, all others will follow in its wake. The tome will be ours. Father Dinwell is denying that women can be ordained as members of the Order of Mitharu, despite scripture to the contrary. I know that they've got the proof in their reliquary, an ancient ordination tome, but they've never let me close enough to get a glance. All are welcome into Mitharu's embrace. Ha! The hypocrites! Don't commit any crimes on my account. Of course, if Mitharu compels you to see justice done, then I won't stand in your way.
And now this building over here is our new quest objective. And just inside this building, we find 2 additional quests. This is going to be our first task quest. Brother Till has loaned 10 books throughout the Kingdoms of Amalur, and you find them pretty much everywhere, and it takes a while.
Oh, I didn't see you come in. I was reading this letter, and is there anything I never thought it would happen. They're coming. Even with everything else going on in this village, the Red Legion is coming for me. I was not always the pious man you see before you. No, I was a scoundrel, a raider in the dreaded Red Legion, a gang of the notorious bandit Red the Dead Edward. But plunder could not sustain me. I wanted something more. Several of us faked our deaths and deserted, always knowing that Red might track us down. And now, he has. It's all here in Red's letter. He demands we satisfy the blood rite. 2 lives for 1. He'll let me go, but only if I kill the men who deserted with me. But I cannot. I do what I must. I only hope Ugnar and Itrin will forgive me. Ugnar works in Gorhart village. Itrin haunts the ruins near Haxi, still struggling with his demons. Be on your guard. I fear they will likely come for me as well. When it's finished, take their daggers and bring them to Red Edward. He will demand proof. Take mine to start. Good luck, my friend. May Mitharu bless you. Farewell, my friend.
Oh yeah, and I started this saying I wouldn't leave you on a cliffhanger. About that. And then, as these screens tell you, which I didn't give you a chance to read, anytime you steal something or are about to commit a crime, there's a percentage chance that you will get caught. So here, since nobody is in this room with us, only Delph even knows that we're still in the building, but again, he doesn't see us directly. There's 0% chance that we'll get caught if we steal this, so let's just go ahead and take it. And same thing, we can go through these chests without getting caught. Daggers again. Longbow we don't want. This steel hammer is very close to being as good as our thunderous hammer, but without gem socketed, it's going to be pretty useless. And most likely, by the time we level up again, we'll probably have found something better. So I'm going to go ahead and junk that. Yeah, and St. Hadwin, that's nothing. Sometimes in bookshelves you find a potion or some gold, but not always. Always worth a look, though. Oh, I forgot about this one. Oop. Go figure, could have left it in the middle and it would have been fine. Iron Greaves, just as good as the Vigilant Greaves we've got, so we'll junk those. Cotton Robes. I think we're going to be relying more on might stuff, so we'll add that to junk, and we'll take a minor health regen though. And let's turn this quest in.
Great Mitharu, you found the ordination tome. I'd give a sack of gold to see the look on Father Dinwell's face. He will no longer be able to deny my entrance to the order. Mitharu does embrace all. Thank you. I won't need any gold as a servant of Mitharu. Take what I have. It's yours. I will remember you in my prayers.
Alright, y'all, and with that, we'll, as I said, we will leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger here. We'll deal with, Ugnar, Itrin, and Red Dead in the next episode. Hope to see you then.